We're in the storage room for the Art Bridges Foundation, looking at an enormous canvas titled Allo, Amelie by Joan Mitchell, and it was painted in 1973.
It's a monumental work. You can only see so much of the very top as a viewer. It is vertically oriented, and the color palette consists of golden, ochre yellow, bright orange, periwinkle blue, light purple, almost lilac, and this really gorgeous deep brown that almost appears as black.
But it's such an activated surface because there's so many ways that the paint touches the canvas. There are areas that are dense, and then areas that are fluid, and areas that seem diaphanous, almost as if we're looking at atmosphere.
There are drips, there are washes of color that are thinned out, as well as very thickly applied swaths of opaque color.
Here, a very unusual kind of compositional strategy. The masses are high, and so normally that would create a sense of instability. But in an interesting way, while there is a sense of the surface of the canvas, of its flatness, there is also, for me, a sense of recession. And those masses at the top of the canvas, when they recede from me visually, do not destabilize. It's as if I'm looking across, I'm looking afar.
So while we look at the bottom left corner, there are these very faint drips, as well as brush strokes that are made with very dry brush in both periwinkle and some dark orange pink. But what she also does is paint over it with a light white sheen, one that echoes the base color of the canvas. But on top of that, she also integrates the subtlest change in color of white to a warm white that echoes the orange in the top corner. And I think that the very dark brown at the top right could overwhelm a piece or direct the viewer's attention away. But instead, she uses this as a beautiful anchor that also mirrors the brown at the center below the yellow that perhaps indicates what the subject matter of this work is, which perhaps is abstract sunflowers. The sunflower motif that appears to be the subject of the composition relates back to Mitchell's love for Vincent van Gogh's paintings of sunflowers.
Although she was very hesitant to reference him publicly for a very long time. And yet, despite that, when I look especially at the center of this canvas, I'm seeing Van Gogh's colors everywhere. I think one of the things that powers her work for me is this interesting relationship between landscape, which is traditionally an observation of nature, and the fact that this is an abstract painting. It is in some ways as if she soaks in the landscape, and then she takes her memories of landscape and allows that to filter through her abstract sensibilities and then apply that to the canvas. She famously said that she did not paint with the windows open. She was not looking at the landscape directly. She was not looking at her garden, although those are critical influences. She closed the curtains and she focused inward. She let this come from an interior place. And of course, this is a primary motivation of abstract expressionism.
During this period, Mitchell is painting abstract landscapes inspired by her home in Vitoy, where she also cultivated a vibrant social life, including a decades-long love affair with the painter Jean-Paul Riopelle. And in fact, this painting, titled Allo, Amelie, is an homage to his granddaughter. So in this sense, it is a celebration of her, but also of the deep and rich romantic and artistic relationship that Mitchell and Riopelle shared. She wanted her compositions to be interpreted by anybody in any way that they wished, meaning you don't have to look at this painting and see a landscape. All of that evokes, more importantly perhaps, emotion and feeling, how she felt in a space and in a time. And that is something that carries over to a viewer who may not have any background as to her rich, storied history in the abstract expressionist movement, her living conditions in France. Without any of that, you can still come to this painting and really feel as if you are in her memories and in your own as well.